really, really be thrilled with the outcome of the hard work, the creativity, the voices, the artistry, the words, and the collaboration that this group of youth have accomplished. Have we had a good time too?
Yeah.
So, because making art is making fun, right? And we all got to have fun making art and making music, so I'm glad. I want to thank all of you guys for putting your faith in these teaching artists and in these youth to do something so ambitious as to make an opera. It's thrilling. So thank you all for participating in this. I think the results will encourage you, as they have encouraged us, to keep doing this. We will be announcing in the coming weeks our summer opera camp as well, because this has just been such an amazing experience with your students. I want to, in addition to thanking you for all your work and participation, I want to thank those teaching artists. Evelyn De La Haye, whose brainchild this is, and her leadership and her artistry has been so meaningful. And she's one cool cat, yes?
Yeah.
One cool cat. Christine, who as a composer is an accomplished artist of her own right, but imagine being a composer who interprets the musical work of our youth. I can only imagine the kind of ingenuity and commitment to collaboration that she brings to that, right? So we're looking forward to hearing the music that you created and that she helped you create. So thank you so much, Christine. Karen Coons, who's been assisting in facilitating this conversation, in developing the stories, in developing the artwork, and I think in making programs and printing posters and making scenery. So thank you, Erin, for everything you've done. Nathan Davis, who as a visual artist, played a central role in helping to kind of craft the visual interpretation of the story that our students have created for us, and he's created a universe with his collaborator, of course, Sarah Jim, a Coast Salish artist, who came, as I understand, to the workshop to, and I missed her whole presentation, but really to kind of explore the meaning behind the book, Orca Child, that we responded to. And also work with Nathan to develop some of the visual techniques that the kids can use in their storytelling as well. So thank you to Nathan, thank you to Sarah Jim, and lastly I want to thank Linda. Linda, who I understand had a music teaching career of her own in the school system, Linda?
Yes, in Ontario.
In Ontario, and found her way to Victoria, British Columbia to be in this room and help bring this experience for all of us and for our youth. So thank you, Linda, for that meaningful contribution. I want to introduce you to Evelyn, who will present the work that we're creating. But first, letting you know that indeed we will videotape this and make it available to you on a private channel, and we'll take some photos as well. So if you want to enjoy the performance, not through a lens of a camera, we welcome you to do that, because we will, through a private channel, make those available to you. Okay? So Evelyn, can I ask you to speak?
Yes. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's so wonderful to be here. I grew up in Victoria, and it's lovely to be here for a week working with all of these wonderful students. My position in Vancouver Opera is Senior Teaching Artist, and I have been teaching Project Opera in elementary schools across Vancouver, as well as running our summer opera camps for the past 4 years. But I can't take credit for the creation of this program. I would like to acknowledge Colleen Mabin, who is our Director of Education at Vancouver Opera, who built this program from the ground up with a team of teaching artists who came before me. I learned from them, and it is with their support that I am able to bring this program to Pacific Opera. The unique and, in my opinion, most valuable aspect of this program is that almost everything you are about to see was created by the students. We start with a story, often a children's book. In this case, the beautifully written and illustrated Orca Chief by Roy Henry Vickers and Robert Budd. There are copies over there on our display table, where we also are displaying parts of our creation throughout the week, and that might help you to understand a little bit more about our process. So please, after the performance, there will be a reception and an opportunity for you to browse all the contents of that table, so please do that. From this story, the only thing I determined before day 1 of camp is how to break it down into a 5-scene and 2 aria structure. The rest is created by the students. They write the words to the songs, they improvise melodies, and they add movement. The students work on their 5 dramatic scenes, first by choosing their characters, deciding on stage placement, and finally, adding dialogue. They created and painted sets and props with guidance from 2 artists, and through this collaborative process, and with so much creative freedom, the end result is a show entirely their own. So why do kids love creating opera? Well, opera is grand storytelling. Opera tells a story using music, literature, acting, visual arts, costume design, and stretches the limits of the human voice. Your children are natural storytellers. And they took to this work beautifully. I'm so proud of what they have accomplished over the past 5 days, and I know they are very eager to share that with you. So I would like to invite Pearl, Laura, Rose, Claire, and Ocean to the stage for an acknowledgement and a brief synopsis of our story. Thank you and enjoy.
Pacific Opera acknowledges the Lekwungen people, now known as the Songhees and Esquimalt Nation, on whose traditional territories we are privileged to work, create, and perform.
Thousands of years ago, in the village of Kitkatla, 3 hunters leave home in the spring to harvest seaweed and sockeye.
When they arrive at their fishing grounds, exhaustion makes them lazy and they throw their anchor overboard without care for the damage it might do to marine life or the seafloor.
When Orca Chief discovers what the hunters have done, he sends his most powerful warriors to bring the men to his house.
The men beg forgiveness for their lack of respect, and Orca Chief compassionately shows them how to sustainably harvest the ocean's resources.
back to Kitkatla Village.
Well, we are hunters, but it's been a long paddle and I'm getting tired.
Me too.
Drop the egg. We can rest here.
What's that sound? Warriors, go see what dropped my roof. It's an anchor. Somebody must have dropped it on your house. Breakfast, go see who did this. Yes, Orca Chief.
You've woken us up. What do you want with us?
Get away from our boat.
Yeah, get away, you nasty little fish.
No. What happened? Are you okay?
There are humans on the surface. They were the ones who dropped the anchor and cut off my fin.
Humans. I should have known. Who has made that sound? Oh, ratfish, look around. I'll send you up now. Do not stop. They will see what you have found. You dropped an anchor on my house instead of on the ground. Why would they do this? They didn't think to look around. What did they do? Those humans must learn. How can we help them? The tides must turn. Learn to be careful. Learn to respect. Beware and keep yourself in check. I feel very curious. I went to look around. I saw an anchor on my roof and I found what made that sound. Why would they do this? Those lazy, foolish men. What are we going to do? They almost wrecked my day. What did they do? Those humans must learn. How can we help them? The tides must turn. Learn to be careful. Learn to respect. Beware and keep yourself in check. This is an outrage. Warriors swim above to find out who hurt the people we love. For many moons I waited patiently for you. My chance to teach respect has finally come true. Has finally come Warriors, bring those people down to me. Make a whirlpool.
What are you doing?
Why have you dropped an anchor on my house and hurt ratfish?
We're sorry. We weren't thinking. We were tired and didn't watch where we threw our anchor.
Please have mercy on us.
We're so sorry.
I've heard you, and I forgive you. Me and my warriors will show you the sea, and so you can learn to respect it.
We'll show you what's good to eat.
Follow us. These are the creatures of the sea. Watch how you can catch crabs in the current.
Thank you, Orca Chief. Look at the kelp forest. The fish hide here when the whales are near. Cast your lines here and you'll get a big surprise. Thank you, Orca Warrior. Watch as the whales gather fish and food to feed their families. Thank you for teaching us about the
We will do better.
My warriors will now return you to the surface.
How could we have done this? The chief was not pleased. We didn't mean to do this.
incredible.